What's up, Yoon-Fam? It is I,
Mark Yoon.
Another hopefully exciting video. So what I got for you today is the community video that we're going over last week's comments. I wanted to point out 5 comments, and then we have our Discord shout out like usual. And I just want to get right into this. So let's start. The first comment is from Gladian64, and he says, at Mark Yoon, "Hey, I was wondering if this is a different sort of subject, I guess, but I'm interested to know what you and other people think of the art direction in Soul Calibur 3, namely the battle stages. I personally think that they are the coolest in the series, with an extremely distracting amount of effects, lighting, and dynamic props. I really like Ostrainsburg, the normal one, and the flaming one. The normal one is the most beautiful stage ever, and I would love to see more like Egypt and Shanghua's stage. And especially like the water wheel stage and Cervantes' ship. Water wheel stage is a great example and has wind effects and waterfall rainbow from the waterfall, I think. I had water spattering from the stage and maybe some reflection, lots of good effects. Also hoping for the return of the labyrinth. Anyway, if you think this is an interesting subject, I'd like to see you do a video about it as I'm interested in it, and if others agree with me, wanting these beautiful types of stages back. Plus just putting it out there, so it might reach the ears of the developers, which would be great anyway. Keep up the great content. P.S. We need Crystal Armor Siegfried from, not the regular one, from the glowing frosted one from the opening of 5. That design looks so sick." First of all, Gladian, I'd like to say thank you for the comment. It was a very well thought out, well put together comment. I do agree with you about Soul Calibur 3, usually, especially with how artifacting works and how the lighting resources were actually used on those DVD discs back in the day. It seemed to be bringing out a lot more of the, not so much the details like now, because now we get in close and we see like a bunch of textures and we see ray tracing and a bunch of things like that. But they had to really work their way around trying to get these simulations of what they're doing currently today with today's technology. So water reflections and light refracting, particle effects, wind movements, all of these things are commonplace now. But back with Soul Calibur 3, though they did do it with a lot of other games, Soul Calibur 3 always struck me as probably the most beautiful, and that's mainly because of the vibrant color scheme that they have for the game. They went definitely way more with an anime aesthetic in 3 as opposed to 2 and 1. Soul Edge was very anime as well, but 3 really amped it up, especially with the colors that they chose and the palettes. There's a lot of warm colors and a lot of very bright, vibrant colors mixed in together with not very much contrast, but it actually makes the image pop. So I actually agree with you that 3 does have really awesome stages, and I would definitely like to see some of these stages return. Now, I've also said in my stages video before that I do want to see more going on in these stages. Some people have said that they want crowds, some people say they want backgrounds, some stuff going on. Similar to how you think it would be in, like, let's say Mortal Kombat. Now, that's a 2D combat fighter though, so with a 3D combat fighter, there's a lot more that has to go on with that kind of thing. And usually with games like, let's say Jump Force or the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, those backgrounds don't really have too much going on in the way of movement. They're just there, and there is some water effects and things of that nature, but I would like to see some more incorporated into that, so thank you for this comment. I really appreciate it. The next comment that we're going to be taking a look at is from Ashton Bird, and he says, "Personally, I want to see a fight with the 2 swords, because they don't seem to exactly ever fight. Inferno and Elysium never truly have interesting battles. Elysium would speak of how the evil sword must be destroyed, and there is only one sword, which is her. While Inferno growls in aggravation, he and Elysium fight each other with their weapons that they use, and we see this godly battle coexist in front of our eyes. But who knows, Soul Calibur 7 could go anywhere. I enjoy the videos as always, Mark. Keep up the great work." Well, thank you for the great comment, as always. Ashton is a regular commenter, so it's nice to see everyone giving these kind of dynamic visions on my videos. I really like the engagement that we get on this channel. And to your point, they're cut from the same cloth. I've mentioned this before. I think they're pretty similar. I always joke that they're in love, and this is just like a game that involves humanity. So whether or not we actually do see another battle with them, or a proxy battle using avatars, such as we saw with Elysium and Nightmare, then that's left to be seen, but I guess the future holds. Now, the next comment that we are going to be talking about is from Lovely Lotus. They say, "Looking forward to possibly seeing Viola again in the future. She has my second main in Soul Calibur 5. My number 1 main was Leshia. If she keeps her old fighting style, I'd honestly love that, as I really enjoyed her fighting style in Soul Calibur 5. Really love the character in general though. Love this. It makes me more excited for Soul Calibur 7 than I already was. Well, I'm happy to see other people in the community building up hype as well. I'm super excited for Soul Calibur 7. Don't get me wrong, I still am enjoying Soul Calibur 6, but the way that the writing and the narration has been going and the things that they've been doing in Soul Calibur 6, the movements, as I would say, that are going towards these directions that are going to be explored in Soul Calibur 7, these narratives are what me have the most excited, because we haven't seen this in-depth of a lore expansion in Soul Calibur since like Soul Calibur 3. There's really a lot there, especially if you combine Libra of Souls mode with the museum. There's a lot of tidbits that you'll probably miss if you just play arcade or just online or against friends. I really implore everyone to play the story modes because you get a lot of character information and details that you normally wouldn't get, and this is going to answer a lot of questions going into the next iteration of the game beyond Season 3, so that we know like what's going to happen. There's hints there already. And then we have another comment by Jacob Schooner, who says, I would love to see Zwei as a Malefested. This is something I can actually agree with. I think Zwei would be a very good character as a Malefested character, to have some kind of transformation similar to how we see with Kilik, or with Grow, in fact. And I think that this would benefit his character the most, especially if he's becoming one of the Swords and Shields in the next iteration of the game, which I'm guessing that he's going to be. Not much of a guess, there's a lot of information there that points towards that, so I guess it would be more of a hypothesis than anything. But, so we have these characters that have Malefested transformations with their soul charge, and I think that this would lend really well to him in particular, just because of the fact that he's got that werewolf stand thingamajig, and whether they bring that back or not is another case to be seen, but a lot of people do like that, and I would actually like to see him using his weapon more, and then maybe use that stand thing, but make it more astral, make it more ghosty, not as like mechanical or whatever. I would like to see it more of a spirit form. But if that is awakened within him and like, you know, he changes visually with his soul charge and gains access to new moves using the wolf, I think that would be a much better option, just having him baked into some of his basic move sets. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And then we have Sean Image, who says, I may be in the minority since Zwei is a really popular character, but I thought his fighting style was mediocre when you take the wolf out of the equation. And the fact that Soul Calibur 5 did a terrible job explaining most of the characters in detail adds to my disconnect with Zwei. I do want him to come back because I know that this new team at Project Soul will do a much better job fleshing him out. This is something I've touched on many times in the past. Thank you for the comment, Sean. I do wholeheartedly agree. I said in my Zwei video that I was actually lukewarm to the character, and it's not because I don't think he's a cool character. It's just because of the fact that the characters in 5 were given almost no lore and backstory, and they were kind of just thrown into the mix, and you're expected to have connections with these characters, even though the characters that they took out of 5 were characters that we've been mostly playing as since like Soul Edge and Soul Blade and Soul Calibur 1. So we have years of you know, time with these characters, and then suddenly we're thrust into this whole new mainstream set, kind of like a Street Fighter or Third Strike kind of an ideal. And I know it worked in particular for Third Strike, but it also didn't work at first for them. And it seems in the long run that that actually has been a bad choice for them, because though I do see my Soul Calibur 5 fans once in a while popping up and, you know, defending characters like Patroclus and things of that nature, the overall general consensus is that 5 is probably the worst in the series, especially as far as like features and single player content, and that definitely got affected with the lore. So yes, when Zwei returns and Viola, I would like to see their lore explained in great detail, explaining exactly how they got to this place, like what's going on now and all that. And for those of you asking if Zwei is going to be in Season 3, I doubt it, because in this game Zwei is about 12 years old, as mentioned in the library, because he is mentioned by name in the library. So I don't think that he would show up in this game, and we already know pretty much who's going to be in Season 3 because of the data leaks and whatnot. But beyond that, I think that like if you want to actually see this character, the best chances are to wait for 7, unless he comes in from the astral plane, which I don't think they're going to dip too much into with the DLC. I think that's going to be a thing for our next game. And then finally we have my highlight from Discord from the past week or so, and I thought this one was pretty funny. Of course, we all know that we had those Bernie Sanders mittens memes going around, and Draconius20 on my Yoon-Fam Yoonite Discord actually came through with us for some great Soul Calibur Bernie memes. We got him sitting on Algol's chair. We have him with Cervantes' his swords, and then we also have him crossed with Soul Calibur and Soul Edge with Algol's legs on the throne, which was going to finish out the video, and it's probably my favorite one out of the memes. And like always, guys, if you want to have your comments in the community videos read, I usually choose about 5 every 2 weeks or so, and so comment in the comment section and for a chance to possibly show up. I do get hundreds of comments on most of my videos, so 5 may seem like a small number, but I usually try to go for people that I haven't shown off in the past, and especially when it comes to newcomers on the channel. So if you are new, I implore you to leave a comment, because you have a higher likelihood of actually getting in there, as well as members of the channel. They actually get they get their own section usually, but there wasn't many member comments this week. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to a close. If you want to join the Discord, it is in the description box down below. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, thank you.
And thank you.